Yo. What's going on, man? I'm live from the whip today. Just quick story time with Chris before we get into the two games on the slate for today. I don't got no slide, no deck, no graphics, no none of that for today's show. But I was like doing a whole bunch of stuff, ripping and running today, and I look at my phone and I got like 100 notifications, like just from all the different things in life going on. And I checked one of them, it's from Twitter. My guy Thomas, he DM me every now and then. He said, "Chris, I'm looking for the show notes for today. I'm looking for the show link for today. I don't see it. Did you do a show today?" Now in my mind, we did a show. I did a show on Sunday, like right live show on Sunday morning, and I thought I looked at the schedule and it wasn't no more games until Wednesday and Thursday. So I didn't think there was games today. I was like, man, that's kind of weird. They get that many days to travel, but you know, I don't know. I guess they just get some extra days off. So I didn't even know that there were games today. If I'm being completely honest, now am I dialed into the WNBA? Absolutely. If we go back to Sunday, everything that we talked about on the screen. If you go back and look at, check the recap from Sunday, all those plays hit. We talked about like an Atlanta team total. I'm sorry, Indy team total under. That was easy. They scored 64 points. Third lowest point total they had all season. We talked about Atlanta. We talked about Atlanta. I like Atlanta to win, tonight as well. Do they cover? I'm not sure, but that's why you take the -1.5 for the series price. What else? Minnesota and Golden State was the only game that I, was kind of on the fence about. And Minnesota, proved why they are the number one seed, why they got the number one net rating, beat the brakes off of the Golden State Valkyries in that game, got them up out the way pretty easily. And what else did we have? Phoenix and New York. I told you guys I like the under 164.5. That was pretty easy. Even with overtime, shout out to Satu Sabli out there shooting 3 for 17 from the field. Sabrina Ionescu also struggling to, make shots consistently. And the game was played with a little bit slower pace as well. I think whenever the Mercury when they can't get out and run in transition, it's really hard for their offense to get going in the half court sometimes. That's something I'm noticing about the Mercury over the last few, like last 10 games or so. They do a lot better when they can get out and run in transition. I don't think New York's going to give them those opportunities, but Stewie is listed as questionable for tomorrow. True game time decision, so we'll see if she plays. If you join late, hit the like button. I'm just rambling about, all the plays that, were winners the other day. Then the last game was the Aces in the Storm. And I told you guys, like, Aces first quarter -1.5 sounded like it was a little too easy. So I didn't end up actually betting it, but I did send out -1 and -2.5 or 3.5, whatever it was in the first half, and they had a double-digit lead at halftime. So that was a winner. I also sent out Aces to win the series at +105 on DraftKings to win the series by sweeping the Seattle Storm. So they would need to win that game tonight. I do think the Aces get the Seattle Storm up out of there. I was thinking back, I watched all the games on Sunday, a little bit of NFL as well, hit that vegan festival I was telling you guys about. And the Seattle Storm are the weakest link. If it's 8 teams in the playoff, the Seattle Storms are the weakest link, in my opinion. I don't think that they would have beat anybody in the first round series. I think Indy would have beat them. I know matchups sometimes make fights, but I think Indy would have beat them. I think Golden State would beat Seattle in a 3-game series or a 5-game series as well. And the crazy thing is Seattle got all their players. Everybody is missing somebody, it feels like, right? Like just about everybody's missing some piece of productivity from their lineup. And the Seattle Storm not missing nobody. It's been like that the whole season, man. It's just not a fluid team. Brittany Sykes came over. I think she finished the game with 5 points, 2 points, 3 points, something like that. Like, that's not what they bought her there for. I don't think they're messing with the Aces. I think the Aces get them out the way again today. Let me go through the comments real quick, and then we will I'll tell you guys my thoughts on both of the games real quick. What's up, Quee? Appreciate you for tapping in. He says, what's up, community? Been a minute. Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Billy? He said, yeah, it has. Algina, what's going on, Algina? Number one supporter. Algina always in the comments. Appreciate you, Algina. Hope all is well. Hope you have a great evening. Trapping out the car, Mr. Whiteout said. Something like that. No graphics today. None of them. Boy in the whip. Uh, I bet all your picks hit today. I hope so, man. I definitely hope they all hit. I'll tell you guys what I bet, which is right now is nothing. I haven't bet anything yet. We got the aces, which I'll talk about in just a second, but we do got the aces, to win the series. So we just need them to win and not have to play the spread in that game. What up, Mark? He says, no worries, Chris. Running it back, aces -4. I'm sorry, Dream -4, aces -4.5. And for parlay guys, Atlanta money line, Vegas money line +114ish. That could be the look right there. I do think both teams win today. I'll tell you guys why in just a second. JP says he likes the Fever plus the 4 and the over. I'll talk to you guys about the total. JP also says aces and under. Thinks that Seattle Storm offense is going to struggle to score. I do think the aces and Asia Wilson going to be locked in. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that. Nolly says aces and links for the playoffs. I put a future on them to face off against each other. I don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. James says, "Damn, it's cold. Where you at, hoodie?" Nah, it actually ain't too chilly. It's just raining, man. It's like it's raining. I don't even got my rain jacket. So yeah, I just put a little hoodie on. Aces -4.5 Dream money line parlay. Natalie says. Mark says Fever maybe first half, but no bet here. Yeah, so let's jump into the matchups, man. Like I said, I don't even got graphics. Argina says Dominique Malunga over 6.5 boards at +125. So first game of the night is the dang, I'm tripping. See if my phone can stay. First game of the night is the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. It looks like the total has come up. So it opened, I think it was 4.5. It's still about 4.5, but the total has come up. It was 156.5, I think is what I saw earlier. It's up to 159.5 now. I kind of agree with that. I do think it's a little bit more of an over game, and I'll tell you guys why. And it's hard to bet overs in the WNBA, especially in the playoffs too. Like the playoffs are typically under type games because you see really good defensive teams play really good defense, in my opinion. So I was looking at this and I just want to make sure, y'all know when I talk, I like to have the facts in front of me. So I'm trying to find it on my other phone. But the reason why I think this game goes over is because um, for one, the Fever, I've been saying this for a while. The Fever, since they got hurt, they're not a great defensive team. Fever not really going out there trying to lock anybody up. Now, the Atlanta Dreams offense can be very, very stagnant at times. If Ryan Howard isn't hitting, Alicia Gray isn't hitting, and both of them actually didn't play that well on Sunday. So I think that there's some positive regression that can come from the Dream side too. Dream only scored 80 points in that game on Sunday. They shot. Let me just double check real quick. The Dream only shot 34%. No, I'm sorry, 38% from the field, 32% from the 3-point line. And here's the other thing. I think the Fever will play a little bit better offensively. They shot 2 for 15 from the 3-point line. Being back home, they have one of the biggest fan bases we know with Caitlin Clark being there. I think that will serve its purpose. I also think if you're Coach Stephanie White, who says that they will play better today, we will see. But if you're Stephanie White, you got to tell them to play faster. Like you don't want to play against the Dream. Remember, Dream got the number 2 rated defense in the WNBA. You don't want the Dream's defense in the half court. You want to get up and down the floor. Now, can the Indiana Fever bring along enough players to help Kelsey Mitchell? Kelsey Mitchell, I think, had 24 points, and nobody else reached double digits in that last game except I think Odyssey Sims might have had 10. So you need Aaliyah Boston, who her rebounds and points, I think, was like 17.5 in the last game. That looked really good. I think those big time players, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, they're gonna be on the floor for majority of the game. It's not like they got a bunch of reserves anyway. So I do think that we'll see a little bit more faster pace. I think Atlanta can come along for the ride with the total. So I do agree with the over. And I think Atlanta's just a better team. I'm not betting against Atlanta right now. I've been saying that for a while. I think they've covered like 7 spreads in a row. I know the Fever at home. I understand that, it's gonna be a Rockets environment, but they play well on the road this season. Atlanta they beat the Lynx on the road. So I think Atlanta, Carl Kameshko, I think how you pronounce his name. I think you have his ladies locked in too, man. I think looking back, we'll say the Fever were just too injured. We don't typically see those teams get out of the first round. I also posted on Twitter. You guys can go check this out. Um, a query, a little some parameters that I found earlier. Just round one road favorites in the playoffs typically do really really well. I think there's something like it's like above 60%, something like 9-5-1, 9-3-1. I can't remember exactly what the numbers was, but I did post that. So yeah, I do think Atlanta. I see Mark said he says Atlanta also should shoot better. I think that they can. I don't see the Fever as a strong defensive team out there. They don't have Sophie Cunningham. I think Dantes is also out. She continues to be out as well. Yeah, I think both teams should be able to score though. If I'm betting the total, I'm betting the over. If I'm betting the spread, I'm laying it, man. It's a short number. It's a short number. You need a 2 possession win, potential, free throws late. I do think that that's the way it goes. So that's my thought process on that game. Didn't really look into any of the player props. But Alicia Gray, man, she was jacking in that game the other day. Absolutely jacking. She shot 5 for 16 from the field. Jordan Canada shot 1 for 8. So what is that? 6 for 24 combined? And Ryan Howard only shot 6 for 17. And they still got to 80 points. So I think Atlanta will be able to score the basketball. You just need Naz Hillman to continue to knock down shots and keep Brittany Griner on the bench. You do not want Brittany Griner out there if you got Atlanta. Brittany Griner has looked terrible, in my opinion. So you want Naz Hillman out there to stretch the floor, Bree Jones to go to work down low, Leah Boston not stopping anybody, in my opinion. But I do expect Leah Boston to do a little bit more on the offensive end. When you only have Kelsey Mitchell out there, controlling the whole offense and the offense running through her, I think Leah Boston got to step up a little bit and do a better job in that regard. So that's my thoughts on the first game. Let's see what else y'all talked about. Did I miss anything? What up, Meech? Appreciate you for tapping in. Adam said, "What up, Chris? What up, Adam? What's up, Monica? Appreciate you for tapping in." And it looks like it. All right, so last game on the slate for today is the Las Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm. Again, I'm not gonna bet this game. I said this at the top. I'm not gonna bet this game. I do see 160s, 160 and a half on the Atlanta and Indiana game. So that total is going up. Aces and Storm, again, man. I said this on Sunday. The spread opened with the Aces laying 7. And it came down all the way down to 5.5. And I said to myself, why? Who is putting their hard-earned money on Seattle to cover a game in Las Vegas with the Aces on a 16-game winning streak? I couldn't make sense of it. Seattle is a shell of themselves, in my opinion. Like, they came out off the rip. You could just tell the Aces were more locked in than they were. Like, if you had a chance to watch the game, the Aces were getting the ball to Asia. Dominique Malunga had her hands full. Now, Dominique Malunga is going to be really good, but right now, first year against, arguably the, 4-time WNBA MVP, if Asia is able to win it again over Nafisa Collier, like, that's just not a good matchup, man. The Aces have proven that they can beat Seattle in Seattle as well. I can't wrap my mind around it. You're gonna need a hell of a game from NECA. You're gonna need Gabby Williams to reproduce what she was able to do in game one. I think she led their team in scoring. Skylar Diggins gonna have to come along for the ride. Eric Willer gonna have to ball out. I just don't see it, man. I think the Seattle Storm. Now, granted, I told you guys as road dogs, they did really, really well. But we got to remember, as at home in general, this team was terrible. I think they covered something like less than 30% of the games ATS wise at the crib, man. I'm not betting with Seattle. I'm also not fading Atlanta. I'm sorry. I'm also not fading Vegas. I think the more difficult games, in my opinion, are going to be when we get to the second round, because if Stewie can come back and she's 100%, that's going to be a tough matchup, in my opinion. And Lynx and Lynx and Liberty, or Phoenix and Minnesota, and the Aces and the Dream, like, those are going to be more difficult matchups. I think both of these teams get these other two teams out the way today, man. I see short spreads. I'm not liking either one of the home dogs today. I typically like to play dogs. The WNBA is highly volatile. Anything can happen. In the current form, though, I'm not betting against the Aces. I'm not betting against the Aces right now. Um, I don't even know what the spread would have to be against the Lynx right now. The Aces just locked in. They dialed in, man. I see Chelsea Gray out there doing what she's doing. I see Jewel Lloyd looking like old Jewel Lloyd. That's Black Mama Jewel Lloyd that we've seen recently out there hitting 5 threes, 4 threes. Cheyenne Parker Tyers, shout out to her. Just had a baby last month. She on the court hooping. I see that stuff. I'm not betting against the Aces, man. I don't care where they playing at. Asia Wilson out there, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Melissa Smith hooping, grabbing boards, blocking shots. I don't care how hard Seattle play. They're not better than the Aces, and I would lay the 4 if I'm playing that game. I do see the line coming down to 4. So that's my thought process. Can't imagine that people would not be on Asia Wilson. She's been dominant. They don't have a matchup for her. Ezzy is a great defensive center in the WNBA. Dominique Malunga may be one of the best defensive centers that we ever see, and neither one of them holding Asia Wilson. So her points prop, I think she had 28 in the last game. I would probably be betting that if I was betting anything in this game. And I do think that Becky Hammond came out and said, we know that we won game 1, but that's not our mindset. Our mindset is we need 9 wins. 9 wins is what we want, is what Becky Hammond said. So if you believe in that, and I mean it's hard not to with them winning 17 games in a row now. But she don't even care about the winning streak. She like we that winning streak was the regular season winning streak. Right now, we got one game. We need to get another one so we can get rested and get ready for round 2. So not betting against them right now. It was another point I wanted to make about that too. But yeah, I just don't trust Seattle offensively. Don't trust them defensively either. And defense is a lot better than their offense, in my opinion, as well. So we shall see, man. Noelle Quinn got to go, though. I think Noelle Quinn up out of there maybe at the end of this season. They got to change some things up, man. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say that line on Sunday was Aces -7, and it ended up coming all the way down to Aces -5.5. And they won the game by 25. So yes, we can see a little variance. Yes, Seattle may come out, with their best curveball or whatever you want to call it. Ace is just a better team by far, in my opinion. So that's the way I would look. The only reason I'm not playing the game is because I do have Aces to win the game on the money line today. That was a part of the Aces -1.5 for the series price, which is what we played on Sunday. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Imagine if the Aces win everything without losing the game. Will it be 27? That'd be crazy. I don't think that's gonna happen, no, Monica. But we've seen crazier things happen in the W for sure. What's up, Tyler? Appreciate you for tapping in. James says Aces all day storm are cooked. I would agree, man. I would agree. Much as I like taking dogs in the WNBA, not right now. Not today. Mark says Las Vegas in current form can give Minnesota a hell of a time, coming from Minnesota Lynx future holder. And that's a fact. I got a little bit on the Lynx to win the whole thing at +110. I think those odds are gone. I forgot to send it out. Actually, if you are a member, I apologize because I went to the vegan festival on Sunday and I forgot to send out all the plays. All of them cash, of course. And that's always how it goes. When I don't send out, if I forget to send out a play or don't send out a play, it's always cash. But neither here nor there, man. Let me get ready to bounce up out of here, man. James said the Storm team is weak mentally and led by a dead woman walking coaching. I'm not a Noelle Quinn fan, man. Not at all. King World says facts, Aces are a lock. I hate to see that lock word. I hate to see that lock symbol. Don't believe in locks unless we're talking about keys and locksmith. Mark says money came in on Seattle, pushed the line to 3.5 for a minute. It's crazy. I agree. Seattle gonna fight a little more tonight. Yeah, that's the thing, BP. I agree with that. Like I think Seattle will come to fight. NECA came out after the last game and said, like in so many words, she was like, they came to play and we didn't from the jump. And the Aces, I don't think the Aces gonna let up though. They like, all right. So think about this for a second, right? This is from a psychological perspective. All right, you are playing against the Aces, right? You this is game 1. You just got off, the plane or the bus or whatever, and you're in Vegas, and this is game 1, and the Aces are on a 16-game winning streak. How do you not come out and put your best foot forward? How is that possible in a best of 3 series? You know that if you lose twice, you cook. The series is over. How do you not come out and say, you know what? We got to give it everything we got from the beginning to see if we even measure up to this team. You don't, and you get absolutely thrashed. Even if they do that for a half, I still think the Aces are the better team, and I think that they're better by 5 points. I'm just not betting the spread because, like I said, I just need the Aces to win the game. So I do agree with that, BP. I do think Seattle fights a little more, especially on your home court. You can't go out like that. If they get absolutely smoked by 10, 15, 20 points tonight, I think Noelle Quinn, she probably gone for real, for real. We'll see, though. Dude Game says, oh, we live from the whip. Took a look at the Discord. We went crazy on Sunday. Oh, I gotta look at that. Take a look at Discord. I'll look at that. Mark. I ain't been in Discord in probably 4 months, man. 2 weeks. Throw out a Super Bowl prediction. 2 weeks in, throw out a Super Bowl prediction. It's way too early, Tyler. The NFL is so volatile, man. Especially with these quarterbacks getting hurt. The Eagles still look like the Eagles, in my opinion. I hate to see it because I'm a Commanders fan, but the Eagles still look like as long as they got their offensive line, they can keep pushing their way and picking up these short downs. Like it's kind of like a cheat code, man. I hate the Eagles. I love the way that they play football, but I hate them because they're in my division. So the Eagles look good. The Chargers look really good, man. Justin Herbert out there, dropping downs and getting money. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen enough football yet. I probably could give you more, after I would at least want the first quarter of the season to be over. So that's what, week 4? Because it's 17 weeks now. So about week 4, I think I could give you a better prediction, of, at least my prediction of who I think. But then again, man, quarterbacks get hurt. Joe Burrow gone. My guy Jaden Daniels, he might not play this week. It's just so many injuries from the quarterback position, and that of course changes everything. Quarterbacks get hurt, and all of a sudden, you don't even see practice squad guys. Like teams are signing players off the street that don't even know the offense. So yeah, I don't got no Super Bowl prediction for you, Tyler, but that's my thought process on the NFL so far. BP says, and Skylar Diggins is pressed. Like the Aces, first half -2.5, they should be leading by. Then even if the Storm come out strong, you might get a better look though. Who is that? Isn't that Decker? You might get a better look if you like Aces first half. You might want to wait until after the first quarter because if they're down, we saw this happen a couple times. Matter of fact, every single favorite on Sunday was losing at the end of the first quarter. The Lynx were actually down 28-21. I'm at the Vegan Festival, like, what's going on here? 28-21. Then they lock up the Lynx. I mean, they lock up the Valkyries, and the Valkyries can't score anymore and don't even get to their team total for the full game, even though they scored 28 points in the first quarter. So I think they had 12-point quarter and a 13-point quarter, something like that. So it may be better to wait until after the end of the first quarter. What up, Malik? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you as well, my brother. Dude says he's going Skylar over her 1.5 threes. Dusty says Aces, 2-leg, Aces Dream plus -3.5. Wilson 25 points. Asia plus Alicia Gray points plus rebounds over 21.5. Don't let me talk you off any of that. Anthony says he likes Aaliyah Boston under her 14.5 points and Ezzy to go under her 7.5 points in his pocket. Ezzy just be out there. I don't know what she be doing. She be doing cardio. She's starting to remind me a lot of Kia Cardio Stokes, man. I feel like I don't see Ezzy do enough. Ezzy can shoot threes. Ezzy has a post game. She was so much better. Noelle Quinn probably destroying her career, man. That's just my thought process. What up, Free Sauce? He says, damn late, but tapped in. Appreciate you for tapping in. What up, DJ? He says, hooping 1 month after having a baby is crazy. We know what what the baby narrative what the baby narrative does in the NBA. CPT might, what he say? CPT may, where that comment go? I can't catch it. Might end up as a playoff MVP. Man, shout out to Shia Parker Tyus. She's. I mean, I have no idea what pregnancy feels like, but I can only imagine from the women that I've seen give birth, they not playing on no WNBA court at the highest level a month later, man. That's tough. That's super tough. Shout out to Cheyenne Parker Tyus. Hey, Miss Parker. Mark says way early, but Green Bay and Baltimore look good to me. Baltimore does look good. Green Bay is surprised. I wouldn't say surprisingly, but Green Bay looks really good too, man. If they can stay healthy, I think Green Bay got a real shot. I like the defense. I like their coaching. Um, I like how balanced they are on offense. Like I like Green Bay too, and that hurts to say as well because my best friend is actually a Green Bay fan. He's been a Green Bay fan since Brett Favre. So he just continues to get really good quarterbacks, and I hate it. Green Bay's had three generational quarterbacks. Tyler says I got Bucks and Bills in the Super Bowl. Bucks and Bills. The Bucks are a sleeper for sure. They did look good last night, though. They definitely looked good last night. Mark said that was a great live bet, -3.5. What up, Danny? Says, what's up, Chris? How's it going? I'm on Vegas -4.5. I like it. Um, I did get exiled in the car, Mark, but it's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's 300 people watching over, YouTube and Twitter, especially for me not to have this schedule. Like, I don't do shows anymore at 5 o'clock, 5:30. Most of the time I'm outside playing soccer at this time, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, me and my son, he got soccer practice on Mondays, and then we just kind of do our own thing. I put him through some drills and stuff on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Fridays, and try to get him to the UVA games as much as possible. And then he plays on Saturday mornings now. So that's what I'm typically doing. But it's raining, so we might kick the ball in the house downstairs in the basement or something. But yeah, always trying to keep them going, for sure. So that's what I'm about to do now. I had to run out though, get some things done. And that is how the show will end, man. Like I said, I like the favorites today, man. The road favorites. I know that the home dogs are gonna come out barking. I know they're gonna put their best foot forward, but I think that both of the road teams get the job done. Both road favorites get the job done, man, today. I also think I didn't touch on the Aces and the Storm total. I really don't know what to do with the total because the Storm offense is terrible in my opinion. The Aces are locked in defensively. I think they get the job done. I think the Aces, the reason why I don't really like the total as much is because I think the Aces can get the job done whatever way. I think the Aces can win a game that's highly competitive from an offensive perspective. Like if you want to score, the Aces been putting up 90, 100, points, whatever the case might be. And they actually are number 1 or 2 in defensive rating as well. So I think the Aces can get the job done either way, which is why I don't really like the total as much. I'm not sure what you're going to get from Seattle. Like, is it going to be a really good defensive performance? Is their offense going to come to life? Is Brittany Sykes going to show up for a game? No, this is what I failed to mention. What's her name? Becky Hammond did a really good job. If you guys watched the last game of sending blitzes and double teams at Nneka. I mean, Seattle's offense is so predictable. They want to get the ball in the Nneka as much as they possibly can. She's their best offensive player by far. So when the ball goes into Nneka, they were doubling. They were bringing over weak side defenders to make life difficult for her. Nneka only had 11 points in that game. So the Aces can win both styles, right? They can win a slow defensive style game. They can win a high pace, highly efficient offensive style game as well, which is why I don't really like the total as much. But I do think the first game goes over. So those are my thought processes, man. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting. We'll start. I see Dusty said my NBA future $500 bet on Charlotte win total over 24.5 until they don't want to win anymore, Dusty. But we'll talk about WNBA. We'll talk about WNBA soon, man. Not WNBA. We'll talk about NBA soon. I'll start, doing preview shows here soon. Not soon, but probably beginning of October. So not that far away either, honestly. So yeah, I got a lot of homework to do, man. I appreciate you all for tapping in as always. Best of luck on all your action, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Tuesday night. Enjoy the games tonight and be safe, man. Crazy world we live in. Be safe. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.